What it do? Yo man, listen. Today, I want to make some predictions as to what might be coming to Tacticus in 2025. Let's get right into it. Now, 2024 has been a good year for the game. There have been a lot of improvements when it comes to the recent patch notes. We've had a lot of cool characters released this year. Most notably was the AdMech team. They have absolutely dominated the guild raid meta. They are, a very cohesive, fun to play, engaging team. Additionally, we have had Karn the Betrayer released. At the time of this video's release, his event has recently ended. He has given new life to the Ragnar Blackmane comps. He is a mainstay of the team. And aside from those, we have had characters that are not meta, but that are very interesting and usable in the future, such as Holland and whatnot. And in 2025, we can make some predictions based on information that is readily available to everybody else. And there are enough nuggets of information just laying around on internet, on websites such as Warhammer Community, that I think it's possible to make educated guesses as to what may get added to Tacticus in 2025. Firstly, I want to talk about this roadmap that Games Workshop have released. Now, the left side of the roadmap is, of course, the 2024 roadmap, and we've had all of these released. For example, we've had the Sisters Codex, the Custodes, Orcs, Adeptus Mechanicus, and Blood Angels. They've all released. However, if you look at the right side of your screen, you will see there's Astra Militarum, Eldari, Imperial Knights, plus more codexes, big names, and special chaos treats. It's a lot of hype, okay? First, I want to talk about Astra Militarum, more specifically, Krieg. Now, Imperial Guard is a very popular faction on tabletop. Additionally, the Death Corps of Krieg is a sub-faction of Imperial Guard that has a lot of fans. It's very popular. Even some of my friends are like very adamant about how much they love Death Corps of Krieg, and they say it's like, hey, it feels like a different faction. Like, I'm not a Guard player, I'm a Krieg player. And it makes sense. There are a lot of things that are releasing. For example, there is a wide variety of new models coming to tabletop that are like very specifically Krieg. There's a new Krieg box that's coming. There is a special edition of the Imperial Guard Codex that is specifically Krieg. You can actually see it on your screen. So there is no doubt going to be a lot of hype regarding the Guard Codex when it releases, with a heavy emphasis on Death Corps of Krieg. So that makes me think we might see perhaps a sixth character to Imperial Guard being added in the form of a Death Corps of Krieg unit of some sort, right? The riders are very popular. They run at the enemy, they explode. Krieg is very cool. It will be fun to have a Krieg guardsman just running at the enemy with a shovel. That will be quite fun. Second is the Eldar. Now, Eldar, they are a beloved faction on tabletop. Every edition, whenever we get an Eldar Codex, it's absolutely busted. It's crazy, rightfully so. So many people love the Eldar. There's a lot of hype, especially because of the new models. Not too long ago, Warhammer Community released a post about how all the Phoenix Lords were getting new models. The ones we have in Tacticus right now are Janzar and Mogun Ra. They were the two of the ones that had their new models released earlier. However, all of the lords are getting new models. I've put 3 of them on your screen. They are pretty cool. However, Lycus, this lady, it's a new model. I mean, all of those are new models too. However, she is the Phoenix Lord of the Warp Spiders. She doesn't have rules on tabletop yet. She didn't have them in 9th edition either. There's been a lot of hype regarding her model, and rightfully so. Look at how absolutely insane this thing looks. This is so sick. And I say this as someone who plays mostly Tyranids and Tau and other factions. I wouldn't consider myself a Eldar, fan. I wouldn't consider myself someone who plays Eldar a lot, right? Like I probably played more than people like the average person because I play so much 40k. But like as far as my likes for the faction, I wouldn't rank Eldar at the top of the factions I want to see in Tacticus. However, this thing, I need to see this thing, okay? If Snowprint came out and said, hey, Draupnir, we're not releasing the 5th Dark Angel just yet, we're not releasing the 5th Blood Angel just yet, we're not releasing the 5th whatever just yet, we're releasing this first, I will have absolutely no problem. As for predictions of abilities, I cannot do anything because there are no rules, right? It's completely unknown. However, I would absolutely love to get this as the 6th Eldar character. Just look at it. It looks so sick. Also, I'm talking a little quietly because I don't want to disturb some people at the house. Now, you're seeing something on your screen. I didn't put it in the title because I do want to stray away from the people who just watch the videos just to get the codes and leave. I want to reward people who actually watch the videos, right? So that's a code. You're gonna get 5 Neurotrope shards, and you're going to get 20 Blackstone shards. Draupnir rages, based on my little rage about the Training Rush event and how people were complaining about it. Anyways, let's go back to the predictions, right? Now, Chaos, it's not like specified as a faction. However, it's been stated many times that 2025 will be the year of Chaos. And it does make a little bit of sense because in 2024, we've only had one Chaos Codex released, and that's the Chaos Space Marine Codex. We haven't had any of the Death Guard, the World Leaders, Thousand Suns Codex. None of them have released. Here, it says Imperial Knights. I just want to clarify, it is a very common trend for Games Workshop to release Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights at the same time in a sort of dual release, so we will probably get the Chaos Knight Codex at the same time as well. Let's go back here. Okay, yeah. So I do expect some Chaos introductions to Tacticus. Most notably is Emperor's Children. They are getting a Codex in 2025, and when a faction that is a mono god faction in the form of World Leaders, Emperor's Children, Death Guard, and Thousand Suns, they get a codex. That means they're getting a Demon Primarch. That's a massive thing. At the end of 9th edition, World Leaders got their codex, and Agron released. He had his books, he had a sick new model, and there's gonna be an insane amount of hype, especially because people have been asking for Emperor's Children for years at this point, and they're finally getting their own codex. A new Demon Primarch means a lot of hype, okay? And it's just so basic to be like new faction. I mean, it's difficult to explain why Chaos factions get so much more hype because what are they called? I've been told that Draupnir, when he's talking quietly, he forgets words. I do forget the words. I apologize about those. But no, what I'm getting at is whenever a Chaos Monogod Codex releases, a Demon Primarch releases, and that generates a lot of hype. This is not something you will see in something like the Leagues of Botan Codex because, a Demon Primarch shifts the setting. It's like a big deal. And Warhammer community have been doing a lot of legwork when it comes to promoting this, right? For example, on November 13th, they showed the pauldrons. On November 27th, they released the heads. On December 11th, they released the guns. Like, this thing is definitely a Noise Marines gun, okay? It's the Sonic Blaster or Doom Siren. I don't know. I'm not an Emperor's Children player, so I would not know. However, like, we're gonna get some sick things. And it is just common sense that Snowprint will capitalize on the insane amount of hype that the Emperor's Children Codex is going to generate. Additionally, long ago, it feels like centuries ago at this point, when Snowprint did a survey of, hey, what factions do you want to see in Tacticus? Emperor's Children were included. Notably, this was one day before the Emperor's Children got their index. Just a little bit of a nugget of information for you to think about. Now, further into 2025, I do think it's safe to assume, once we're in 2025, that Games Workshop will release a more comprehensive codex roadmap In my previous videos, I have referred to the 2024 Codex roadmap and the updated 2024 Codex roadmap, and they have been very helpful when it comes to predicting what will come to Tacticus. For example, the Blood Angels Codex, it's released at the same time as the Blood Angels faction in Tacticus, right? So it's easier to make predictions when we have a more comprehensive roadmap, right? Because right now, I'm just gonna go back real quick, super fast. Like, you know, we have Astra Militarum, we have Eldar, we have some Chaos stuff. But I don't think we're gonna get Knights and Tacticus, maybe like not as playable things, maybe like some other stuff that I'm not gonna like predict about. But I do think, hopefully, we will get a 6th guard for the Krieg to build up on the hype, right? Because, you know, it goes both ways. When there's hype on tabletop, it reflects to Tacticus because there's a new character. When there's a new character in Tacticus, people play it. They're like, oh my god, this is really cool. Let's play on tabletop. So it goes both ways. That's why I think we might, maybe, hopefully, get a Krieg character as the 6th. Eldar, like this, come on. Like this thing, we need this thing. We need this thing really bad. The code, don't forget the code. But Emperor's Children, I think we'll get them, and I will definitely make more predictions in 2025 when we actually have a roadmap. But I don't know. It's difficult to predict because World Leaders have, I mean, the last World Leaders is going to release at some point in 2025 as well. We know what it is. It's a Master of Executions. Nandi has made a leak video about it from the data miners. So I don't know what it's going to be like that, but I think a lot of hype will go towards Emperor's Children. Once again, Draupnir Rages is a code. Enter it. You will get 5 Nero shards and 20 Blackstone shards. I see those of you who are saying I need 3, I need 4 shards. That's why this month I'm not doing a, like, someone unlocks it fully. I'm doing a 5 shards for everybody. I'm trying to be thoughtful. Anyways, that's the video. Thank you very much for watching it. I really appreciate you doing so. Have a good day and stay safe.